Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you can tell, I am back with another collab video. I'm doing another face-off challenge. I'm so excited about so many more collabs. So anyways, today's collab is with Kailee Wesley. I'm actually fairly new to her channel. She was a new subscriber to me, I believe, from my last collab that I did with Laura of Gold Star Work. And ever since that video, she has just been showing me all kinds of love on my channel and just been so supportive. And she's just like one of the sweetest people and so relatable. And so I've really been enjoying getting to know her and her channel and things like that. And I'm just really excited to be collabing with her. So like I said, we are going to be doing a face-off challenge. And we're actually going to be kind of doing this multi-palette bingo style. So for those who don't already know, and if you do, I'm so sorry for always repeating myself, but I just want to share. The face-off challenge was created by Danielle Schmidt. I'll leave her channel linked in the description box. And it's basically a challenge that's very similar to kind of palette bingo, where randomly you are selecting 5 shades from a palette to create a look with on your eyes. But with it being a challenge, a face-off challenge, it's going to be me and somebody else using those same exact shades to create a look. And what's really fun and awesome about this challenge is that you get to see, you know, different looks that can be created with the same exact shadows. And it's fun because everybody's style and technique is different, and so you may not have thought of, you know, creating the same look as me or Kailee or whoever else someone does this challenge with. And it's just really fun to watch and see what they will create with the shadows, and to think to yourself, what would you have created? And it's just, I personally really enjoy them, and I really hope you guys do too. But anyways, like I said, we did this kind of multi-palette bingo style because Kailee had asked if I was okay with using either a palette or some of the palettes from the Vault Collection, the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault Collection, because she's doing a lot of videos with that collection this month on her channel. And I said, nope, that's absolutely perfect. I would love to. And instead of just picking one palette to use, I suggested that maybe we use all of them and just choose randomly from all of them. So today's look will include all 4 palettes from the Vault Collection. I pre-selected randomly the shades we'll be using, and let me just pull up on my phone to remind myself of the shades. The shades that I randomly picked, and I did this very similar to my first multi-palette bingo with actually this Vault Collection, where I randomly selected the palette, then randomly selected the color, and so on until we had 5 colors to choose from. But the colors that were chosen were Trickery from the Dark Magic palette, Mystic from the Bling Boss palette, Secure as well as Coin from the Armed and Gorgeous palette, and Lolly from the Ring the Alarm palette. Now I will say that I did actually practice a look with this, and I kind of want to show you that look, but I probably will wait till the end so it doesn't spoil the surprise. I like the way it looked, but I think I'm going to take my look into a different direction today and see, and hopefully I'm crossing my fingers and hoping it works out. And turns out how I think it would turn out. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and go for it because I've already talked way too long for this intro. So to get started, I'm actually gonna prime my eyes, I guess you could call it. I don't feel like it's priming my eyes, but I do want to prep my eyes, yeah, that's the better word, with this concealer. This is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. It is new to me, but this is one of the items I put in my makeup basket this month, which I already posted. So if you haven't seen that and you like checking out Shop My Stash slash makeup makeup basket videos, I'll link that video so you guys can check it out. But anyways, as you can see, I have pretty dark circles, and so I just really want to cancel that discoloration out, so these shadows have a little bit more chance to, you know, to show up. Usually I use a primer with these shadows because I definitely think they need a primer, but I think just having this kind of blank base will help. So I'm going to start off first with the Bling Boss palette, which looks like this, and go into the shade Mystic right here. This shade I was actually really excited for because it is like a dark kind of purpley burgundy shade, but actually once it's kind of applied to the eyes, and also once it's blended in with like some other colors, it kind of leans a lot more brown than it does like purple or red or anything like that. So it doesn't quite look the same as it does in the palette, but it's okay. It'll work. I'm going to take it on this very, very small blending brush. You know, it's one of my faves, the Salazzi Mini Crease Fluff, the L217. And I'm just going to start by putting that kind of high up into my crease, like my transition area. And I'm going to be winging this out because I want to go for a very winged out kind of a look. I might have put a little bit too much. I really just wanted a little bit just to start that off because I'm going to blend in with that orange shade. I think it's Secure. I'm not quite sure, but anyways, it should be fine. Like I said, I have an idea of what I'm going to do, but I hope it turns out. Thing is, I just want to get a little bit more creative than I have been. I feel like every time I do like a palette bingo or a face-off challenge, I kind of stick to something very safe. And I think even this look will still be pretty safe, but I don't think it'll be anything super different from what I normally do, but I think it's going to be, dramatic and pretty. So I'm excited. I'm now going into the Armed and Gorgeous palette. I'm going into the shade Secure. Yeah, that's it right here, Secure. And just gonna bring that on, what is this? This is my Beauty Junkies Pro blending brush. Just kind of like an ovally blender. And I'm gonna kind of just place that a little bit on top. So you'll see it'll start kind of browning, which is just because these two colors mixing together is just gonna make a brown. So I'm not really keeping that more burgundy-ish shade, and that's totally fine. I think if I blended a little bit more carefully and continued with smaller brushes, it would stay like that, but I'm not actually too worried about it. So I'm just gonna kind of bring that shade a little bit more so on top, so we still get a little bit of a gradient effect with it. And see, here's how I feel like I'm still being pretty safe, because I'm keeping the mattes in the crease. But after my my face-off challenge with Laura and having to use pretty much all shimmer shades with only one matte shade and having to use shimmers in the crease, I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm not opposed, like I've said before, to using shimmers in the crease, but I don't prefer it. And it just depends. Some shimmers look really, really beautiful in the crease. Other ones make your lids look super crepey. And I feel like the palette, the Emily Noel the Wants palette, those shimmers are the type that make your skin look crepey. At least my skin. It makes my skin look pretty crepey. So I don't love it. But yeah. And as you'll notice, I'm going to be bringing this up pretty high. I'm going to take a big blending brush to blend. But I'm bringing it high up because I always clean up my brows after I do them, because I do them last. And that kind of cleans up a lot of the blend up here and brings it down a little bit, so I don't mind having it smoked up a little bit because I know I'll kind of clean it up. I've said this before, so I'm sorry if you're a regular to my channel and you hear me repeating stuff all the time, but I just feel like it's kind of better to repeat stuff to answer any questions someone might have rather than having to answer it later. I don't know. Anyway, so it is officially summer break for my kids. It's actually the first day of summer break. They got out of, yesterday was their last day of school. I'm not sure quite how I feel about it. I think it's always kind of nice to have, summer. I do tend to look forward to summer. I'm gonna add a little bit more of, or just go back in with this thing. I feel like I need to add a little bit more here. Anyways, I always look forward to summer. Of course, I'm sure most people do, because it's like sometimes you just need a break from the schedule, the waking up early and things like that. Of course, I'm still gonna be waking up early regardless of my kids have to go to school or not, because I've been trying to wake up early and work out and things like that, and it's just a good habit for me to have and to keep regardless of summer. But anyways, just having a break from that super strict schedule with kids and stuff like that, I feel like it's always nice. But usually by the end of summer, I'm very ready for my kids to be back on a more strict schedule. If you're a parent, you might understand or relate to that, but okay, I'm liking how this is looking so far. It's actually not that different from the look I kind of practiced. I want to show you guys, but I want to wait to the end to show you guys. I'm also really curious to see what Kailee does with these colors, because there's just so many things I think you could do with these colors and so many ways you can wear them. And the way I practice is a little bit similar to what I'm going to do, but different also. So I'm going to go into the Ring the Alarm palette. Oh, almost dropped it. So this is the Ring the Alarm palette here, and this is the shade Lolly. And I'm going to be taking that to the inner corners of my eyes. I'm going to actually zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see better. Hello, welcome to my face. So I'm just going to apply this to most, I'm going to actually bring it back a little bit to the center of my lid, but I want it mostly just on the inner third, and I'm going to kind of place it to where it looks almost like a faux cut crease kind of a look. Some of these shimmer shades apply really, really well. Like I think this one's applying pretty well. I don't know why I keep saying pretty so like precisely. It applies pretty well. But other ones are so difficult to work with. It really just depends. The other shimmer shade that we got, Coin, is actually one of my favorite shimmers as well because it applies beautifully with no help at all. This one does too, but I feel like Coin applies the best out of all the ones I've tried so far, because I've used all of these palettes, but I have not used every single shade yet from the palettes. But out of all the shimmer shades I've tried, Coin actually applies the very best, the most pigmented and the most beautiful, I think. This one applies well, like I said, but there are some spots like right here, I'm just like, it's not quite sticking. Now I'm going to actually go back in with Armed and Gorgeous and go into the shade Coin. Yeah, that one's Coin right here. And I'm just going to be applying it right next to Lolly. I always get really curious, as I'm sure everybody does. Oh, see, do you see that? Do you see how well that went on and how pigmented? But anyways, I get so curious when I'm doing my looks, especially like, what is the other person gonna come up with? I felt like when I did my challenge with Laura and I was watching her video, like for a minute there, I thought we were like going to come up with the same exact look, because hers kind of started off very similar. We started off our looks very similar. I was like, wow, that would be so funny. What are the odds of that? Us doing the same exact look. But again, that's why this is so fun, because usually they're not the same. The looks are so different. What you come up with and what you think of, you know, you got to kind of get an idea. For me at least, sometimes I get an idea. This time I feel like I had a couple different ideas, but usually I get an idea and I'm kind of like, can't really think of any other way I could have used this combination of colors. And you might even feel the same, like your idea of what you would have done with these colors before I've started and did my look might be totally different from what I've come up with. And so you just can't, it's hard to think like what else would you have done with these colors, but that's the beauty of like seeing someone else's idea and what they've done with these colors, and it's always so cool and so fun. So I'm really excited and really curious to see what Kailee does with these colors, and if she will come up with something similar. Alright, now going in with the fifth color, which is from the Dark Magic palette. This palette is such a mess. Oh my gosh, look at it. It's weird because I feel like this is one of the most difficult palettes out of the collection, but it's the one I have used the most. I do really like the colors in it, but I do find that they are so kind of difficult to work with. My palette's a mess, and especially this one, which is the one we're going to be using. That's the shade Trickery. Every time I use it, I feel like it like just dips in more and worse and worse. If you can see like how it's like hard panned a little bit, there's divots and things. It looks insane, but it is a beautiful color. So I'm going to take that on this little guy here. This is the Morphe M562. It's very similar to my Stilazzi one, only the one from Stilazzi is a natural hair bristles, and this one is synthetic, and I feel like this one works a little bit better with metallic shadows. I'm going to take this and place that on the outer corner, blending it in with the shade Coin. And I'm going to start slowly. I'm going to get fallout. I've already gotten a little bit of fallout from the shade Lolly. This one will for sure give me some fallout, but I'm just going to kind of work slowly. I want to blend it in to create a little bit of a gradient effect with the shade Coin. Hopefully you guys can see me well. I feel like every time I zoom in, my lighting gets weird. And so with this shade, I'm also going to be winging it out. Just like I did with those matte shades. And I think what I want to do is bring it inwards this way here. So right where I have that first shade, what was it, Mystic? I still want it to show here, but I want to bring this shade Trickery up into this a little bit so that way I can just follow that winged out line look. And I'm not quite sure if I want to do a winged liner with this, but I've been toying around with the idea of putting glitter down too back here, but I'm not sure if that's gonna ruin the look or not. I'm a little bit nervous. Oh, but the way this is gradienting, what's the word? Into this shade is really, really pretty, if you guys can see, like, pretty. I'm not sure if I'm loving the look of that wing. It's a little bit too loopy, and I think I want it, I didn't place, I think I should have maybe brought this, my transition and crease colors a little bit higher. So I think, how do I want to do this? I don't necessarily want to super cover those colors up. Maybe I'll just go back over them. I just want this wing a little bit more out and dramatic. Not sure. Yeah, I might need to go in and add a little bit more of the matte shades in there to make it look a little bit better. I'm not quite sure. I might fix this side to kind of match it before I put down the green. We'll see. I'm going to kind of fix this a little bit, and then I might just do the other side, either speed through it or do it kind of off camera, because I don't want to take too long. I'm just going to do it very, very lightly. Oh gosh, see how now it's looking very, very brown? It's just because some colors, you know, when they get mixed, it's gonna, you know, muddy a little bit. Okay, I don't even know if I really did much. It was very, very subtle what I did, but I think that looks a little bit better. Practicing looks is something I prefer to do. I like to have I like to go through the trial and error stuff beforehand, so you come on camera prepared and show you guys like the best way to do something. But I also think there is value in coming on camera and doing this without much practice, and fixing the trial and errors on camera, so you guys can see how they can be fixed. So, you know, you don't feel defeated if you mess up a look or it's not coming quite together how you want, and just kind of working through the process and being able to show that on camera, because I'm sure there are people who do this and, you know, show you how to fix things, but I feel like oftentimes you're mostly getting tutorials or looks with people who, you know, share only the right way and don't tell you how to fix things, or if you mess up or whatever, you know, and it can be really defeating to see, you know, people come on camera and just perfectly know how to apply makeup, you know, amazingly, and it's, you know, it's not always that easy. So that's kind of how I feel like maybe I should have done this. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see. One side might look a little bit different from the other, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and do the green shade Trickery. Such a perfect name for that shade, truly. Alright, so here's what we're looking like so far. I swear, I feel like every time I do any kind of look like this, it looks so crazy until I complete the look and put on the rest of my face. I feel like this was a similar type of look when I did, it was with the Elements palette. It was kind of like a peacock kind of look, and for almost the entire video, it looked absolutely insane until it pulled together at the end, and then it like was such a beautiful look, and so many people like loved that look, but oh my gosh, it's questionable throughout the process. So anyways, I'm confident this will pull together, so stay with me here. I'm gonna go back into the shade Secure here, that orange shade. I'm just gonna take it on this. This is the Sedona Lace EB09 brush. It's kind of like a tapered blending brush. I'm just gonna run that on my lower lash line, and then I'm also gonna be putting the green shade and bringing it down as well. I just wanna have this here underneath for a little bit of a, you know, blendy deal. Goodness. Kinda looking so crazy right now. And I'm just gonna bring it up to, you know, match this line here. Once I do the rest of my face and kind of clean up, some of that orange shade is probably gonna disappear, and that's totally fine with me. I just kind of wanted it there just in case, you know, a little bit shows through. Okay, I think this is kind of it. I might actually want to bring a little bit of Lolly to my inner corner a little bit, maybe down here too, just a smidge. My face is such a mess. Definitely recommend, I probably say this all the time, but if you use these palettes, do your eyes first, because it's so messy. I'm always actually really amazed at people who can use palettes that are notorious for some fallout and stuff like that, notoriously messy, and have their face done first and not put powder down. Like if I have my face done first, I usually put powder down under my eyes to catch any fallout, because my face is a mess. And it's not like I'm purposely making a mess. I try to be fairly careful, but I think I'd probably be more careful if I did have my face on, so, but still. Those who can do their eye makeup after their face makeup with no powder down to catch fallout, it like amazes me. Betty Jean from Butte Bean, that's really cute. She always does her makeup first, her face first, and then her eyes afterwards. And she's one of the people who amazes me. I'm like, how are you doing this and not getting fallout? It's crazy. All right, anyways, I think this is gonna be it for at least the shadows. Like I said, I think I want to put some glitter on, but the idea I have could be, it could mess up the look, so I'm kind of nervous. I think I want to wait till after I have the rest of my face on first and then apply the glitter. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I put on the rest of my face. I cleaned everything up. I really like the way this look has pulled together. I did go ahead and apply the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Overdrive, which is just a beautiful, you know, hunter green eyeliner pen. Just thought it would pair really well with this look. And now it's time to move on to the glitter. Now actually, before I do get into the glitter, I just want to show you real quick the idea I had originally and what I thought I might do to this look. And I think, I mean, it's very, very similar to what I did. I kind of kept some of the placement the same, except for what I really did differently was just really extend and use more of the green shadow. And I just thought, I'm glad I did that. Even though it's like a bit more really out there, I like this a lot. The original idea was just do kind of like a faux looking cut crease with the green, as you guys are gonna see. And then after that, I did do something with glitter, and I'll probably insert the photo here as well for you guys to see, with a little bit of glitter on the outer corner. And that's what made me change my mind on how I wanted to do this look, and use more of the green. And so I kind of wanted to possibly mimic that look here with the green. The only thing is that this green is not quite the same as the green that I have down. It's a little bit more bright, and then it also has some blue as well as silver glitter specks in there. And so that's gonna kind of possibly clash with this look. But it's the only one, well actually I do have other green glitters, but I just feel like this is the only one that I think, because it's like a really chunky glitter. This is from NBA Cosmetics. It's one of their sparklers glitters. It's not necessarily supposed to be used on the eyes. It's a art, nail, and body glitter because it is a very, very larger, chunkier glitter. But I figured if I was putting it on the outer corners here, it would be okay, and really you just use it at your own discretion. So that's kind of what I'm wanting to do, but I'm actually a little bit nervous it's gonna ruin this look. So I did pull over this other option. This is the Urban Decay glitter liner in the shade Midnight Cowboy, and I thought maybe it would be pretty just to use this to line and give myself a faux glitter cut crease kind of a look too. But I feel like that's definitely the safe way out with this look, and I do want to be more creative, and I have for the longest time wanted to do a look with glitter on the outer corner like that. So I kind of think I am gonna go ahead and go for it, and hopefully I don't ruin this look. Hopefully it turns out okay, but I think sometimes you have to take some risks and do something different. So, all right, so I'm gonna be using the NBA Cosmetics Glitter Foil and Line Effect Serum to apply. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And I think even though normally I never like to use my fingers for any kind of products, even glitter, I'm gonna use my finger just because I want to have, like I want to be able to apply it really sparingly. If I go in with a brush, which I pulled over here that I might use, this little precise guy, I feel like it's gonna be too precise and too clumped up, and I want it to be very, very sparse. So I'm gonna do that with my finger. So this sparkler glitter shade is in the shade Flora. So like I said, I'm just gonna dip my hand. I'm gonna use my ring finger, get a little bit of that on my finger, and then I'm just gonna dip my finger in here. Oh, that's a lot. Now I'm just gonna lightly, like, just tap some of the glitter on. I'm being very, very sparse here. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the glitter on my finger. I'm so afraid to ruin this look. It's so pretty, there's little stars. I kind of wish it was a little bit of the gold and green instead of this golden, or this silver and green. Okay, I kind of like that, but I think I want to adjust it. So now I am going to go in with the brush and kind of adjust these glitters. They're a little bit too close together, so I'm just going to kind of move them around. I don't want it looking too chunky. I feel like people who do these kind of chunky glitter looks on the outer edges just let it be, you know, just random and sporadic, but for some reason I feel like if I don't adjust it, it's going to look too, I don't know, just too, it doesn't, I don't know, I'm worried it's not going to look right. So I'm just going to kind of try to play with the placement until it looks right, I guess. Okay, I think I kind of like that. Alright, so here's how it's looking. Not too bad. I don't know. I like it. I think it'll come together once I put mascara on. I definitely think I'm going to do some lashes. I know there's plenty of people who probably would love this just on their own without falsies, but I don't know. I think I really want to put some lashes on to really dramatize this look even more. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Alright, here's how they are looking now. I'm sure people who do these outer glitter looks don't take so much time trying to make this look so perfect, but I don't know, I just was like maybe overthinking it, but I like the way it's looking so far. I am going to go ahead and throw on some lashes. I'm going to do that off camera. Alright, so I'm going to be using the Pure Cosmetics Bombshell lashes for my look, but I did want to pop in real quick just to show you guys what my eyes look with just mascara. I know a lot of you guys like to see how, you know, especially more dramatic looks look with just mascara without the falsies, so I wanted to really quickly show you guys how that looks. I actually think it still looks really, really pretty. Falsies are definitely not necessary, but I just really want them. And so here is how everything looks once the lashes are applied. I'm really, really happy with this look. I am glad I kind of went out of my comfort zone, even though I was really nervous and almost did not apply the outer corner glitter, but I really, really like it. So much fun. What do you guys think of this look? Alright, and then for lips, what I'm going to do is, I am going to be using a gloss, but this one is a little bit more pigmented. I'm going to be using the City Lips lip gloss in the shade Crimson. But first, I'm actually going to be lining my lips with the Makeup Forever High Precision Lip Pencil in the shade in 14. Ooh, that gloss is actually a pretty much spot-on match for this lip liner. Wow, I did good. Alright, and here is the look complete. I have to say I am very, very proud of myself. I feel like this look is a little bit out of my comfort zone. While yes, I like to do a lot of dramatic looks and I like to incorporate glitter into my looks, I feel like I did do something a little bit different than I normally do. And I'm so glad. That's what I love about face-off challenges and palette bingos, because they really help you step out of your comfort zone, choose shades that you normally probably wouldn't think to use or even think to pair together, and help you be, you know, create something maybe a little bit more creative or different than you normally would do. And there's just so much fun in that, and so I really, really had so much fun with this face-off challenge. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys feel inspired after seeing this. I am so excited to see what Kailee has created with these shadows, and so I'm very, very excited to watch her video. I definitely hope you guys will head on over to her channel. If you are new to her channel, be sure to say hello, let her know that I sent ya, and show her some love and all that good stuff. I will have her video linked probably in the eye as well as in the description box for your guys' convenience. But anyways, with all that being said, I just want to thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah!